really hard being triggered all the time. And I'm not kidding, it's all the time for me at this point. I get dressed in the morning, I'm triggered. I take a shower, I'm triggered. I get in the car, I'm triggered. I look at my thin, beautiful son, I'm triggered, and I just can't get away from it. And it feels at this point that there's nothing I can do. Like, I can't make my sisters go away and stay out of my sight. I'm triggered. I can't change the way I feel about my body. I'm triggered. I eat and I'm triggered, but if I don't eat, I'm triggered, and it feels like a lose.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Oppression is your jungle gym, and the schoolyard bully claiming king at the top will look exactly like you, and you will not be raised to step on the rungs with fingers curled around them. You'll be raised in a world where you don't have to look at the kids who have fallen if it makes you uncomfortable. But in my house, you'll learn to help them up and not expect thank yous. To be an ally, like your life depends on it, because it doesn't, but it should. To the white sons we might have, you will not be silent in the face of destruction. Not under my roof.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, let's talk about Harvard this morning, shall we? Because a liberal student there, Sandra Cohn, has penned a piece which is raising the eyebrows of a number of individuals this morning. She had written a piece around the idea that we should get rid of academic freedom in favor of academic justice. She is sick and tired there at Harvard of dealing with research that comes out, which may counteract her own viewpoints of life. She can't stand when academic research comes out that doesn't support her liberal ideology.
Yeah, she's a senior there, and the title of this piece is "The Doctrine of Academic Freedom. Let's Give Up on Academic Freedom in Favor of Justice." She's a women's studies and gender equality and that type of advocate as well. Well, if our university community opposes racism, here's what she says: sexism and heterosexism, why should we put up with research that counters our goals simply in the name of academic freedom? Instead, I would like to propose a more rigorous standard, one of academic justice. When an academic community observes research promoting or justifying oppression, it should ensure that this research does not continue.
In other words, the truth, when it's inconvenient, should be squelched. There's a name for this. It's called fascism. And what's amazing is this girl is a senior. As you just said, this is the fruit of a Harvard education. After 4 years at Harvard, you conclude, or she has, that the truth, when inconvenient, ought to be suppressed. If she had absolute power, how many people would die? Many.
How to be a gamer girl in 4 easy steps. 1. Choose a gender-neutral or masculine username for your online identity. The hordes of cisgender, heterosexual, and mostly white men you'll be gaming with are incredibly sensitive to the possibility of a female within their midst and are more likely to consider you part of the scenery than a peer on the battlefield. Be willing to accept the fact that you, yes, you are single-handedly responsible for the degradation of the modern-day gaming industry because you keep demanding better representation for women, even though you already have a diverse selection of skinny, scantily clad, and/or heavily sexualized white women to choose from. If you want a more feminist-friendly game, try the Mass Effect trilogy. It's full of strong female characters. Never mind the fact that the first female villain we're introduced to is presented to us with shots of her ass and tits before we ever see her face. Remember, ladies, female objectification is a myth.
Yeah.